we trust people who know about hurricanes when we're trying to make a plan, when we're dealing with hurricanes, right? Does that make sense? And so maybe that applies to dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety, dealing with addiction. Maybe we can trust people who know about this, who study this stuff, who their career is to help other people have these conversations. And so I just started thinking, man, maybe there are so many parallels. I love that these texts show up from people in other parts of the country and even just our friends, right? Just, hey, how are you doing? Are you anxious? Do you have a plan? People kind of compare notes. And I just wish we did that with our own storms, with our own stuff. If we could just say, hey, I'm really struggling. There's a big storm coming, or there's a big storm that's been here, and I need some help. I can't figure this out alone. And we just encouraged each other to take whatever steps we needed to be safe, to get through the night, to get through the week, to get through the storm. Reminded each other that no matter what's been lost, no matter what might be lost, that life is still worth living, that it's still worth it to keep going, to believe that it's possible to start over. I love that when there's a storm coming, we're all thinking, all right, for so many of us, work will be canceled, school will be canceled. So much gets put on hold, so much goes on the back burner because the priority becomes, how do we stay safe? How do we get through this? How do we get each other through this? And I wonder, what if we approached our mental health that way? What if we approached depression, addiction, anxiety? What if we encouraged the people around us, the people that we love? What if we just said, hey, everything else can wait. We got to keep you safe. We need a plan to get you through this. This storm will eventually pass. You will feel different. You can begin again. If you lose things, if you've lost things, you can rebuild. But we need a plan to keep you safe. I can stand up here and almost appear to be vulnerable. Or maybe it is kind of this calculated vulnerability. But it's a whole different thing to be in relationship, to let a few people actually know me, right? Unless you're sort of protesting, no one's going to talk back at me in this setting. No one's going to ask hard questions. I get to kind of dictate how this goes. And so actually being part of a team, actually being known, actually at times trying to figure out, what does it even look like? What does it mean to lead people? I think that's the stuff I'm in the middle of. I don't have it all figured out, but it feels good to be honest. And I don't just mean this morning, but to try to be honest in my life. And so I've come to believe that being known won't be indicated by 1,000 people following you, or 1,000 people liking that post. But I wonder, do I have a few people who meet you in your questions, who meet you in your pain, who meet you in the places that you wish your life was different, that maybe you wish the story of your family was different? And I don't think we need 1,000 people to know us in that way. I don't even think we need 100. But I wonder, do you have a few? Do you have a few people that you can totally be yourself with, that you can totally be honest with, that you can laugh and cry with? The word I've thought so much about over the last year is just this word, connection. I've sat at a couple different meals with people I'm really close to and just ended up crying, thinking and talking about my life, and just kind of came away with the realization that, like, I'm desperate for connection. I'm desperate to connect, to be actually known by a few friends, to get to do life consistently with some other people. And I've just come to remember, like, I am designed for this. I'm not designed to just check my email and check off this to-do list, but like, I am made for connection.